Hello, welcome to a team building video. My name is Motley, and this is the team that I've been using for OU. It's based around the Poke Draft that I've been doing with some of my friends. If you'd like to know more about that, go to my friend TheDasMatterhorn's channel. He has more information regarding that. So this is a team that is comprised of the Pokemon that I drafted, and I think it's a fairly balanced team, really. So that's what I like about it. So I'll just get into the Pokemon and we can talk about them as we come across them. So first off is Mandibuzz. He's obviously very defensive. The base 105 defense and base 110 HP is very nice. I'm running him Impish, and the set that I'm running is Taunt, Knockoff, Roost, and Defog. And the item is Leftovers. The ability that we're running is Overcoat. The two other options on Mandibuzz are, in my opinion, quite inferior. Big pecs will almost never come up as a relevant thing, and weak armor, just not really what we're trying to look for with this Mandibuzz. This is a defensive Mandibuzz, so lowering defense and raising speed is about the exact opposite of what we want. Um, so Taunt is really good at preventing hazards from being put up. If you're in a situation where you're up against something like a Ferrothorn, and they have or they have stealth rocks, and you don't want to just get into this I'm going to defog, you're going to stealth rock battle. Taunt can be really effective. Now knockoff is the ability that we're using to avoid getting taunt baited ourselves. Obviously, it's very nice this generation. It's got a pretty severe buff. It gets a power boost if they're holding an item, and it removes the item, and it will obviously knock off the item that they're holding, which can be extremely useful in a lot of situations. Dark is also a very nice attacking type right now. It's only resisted by Dark, I believe, and Fighting. Ah, there we go. Dark and Fighting resist Dark. So pretty nice. Roost, obviously, very nice to get that recovery, especially since Amandabuzz is weak to Stealth Rock. So you want to be switching. You'll often be switching it in when Stealth Rock is up, and then trying to get a defog off. And being able to Roost can help if you have to be switching in and out a lot. Defog obviously clears Stealth Rock. It's really not non-negotiable on a team with someone like Volcarona, who's has the double weakness to Stealth Rock. Other than Volcarona, we would actually be fine with Stealth Rock. We could not run Mandibuzz and not even really worry about it too much because a lot of our Pokemon don't care too much about it. Okay, so that's a Mandibuzz. And next up, I've been saying Amandabuzz. It's just Mandibuzz, but mine is named Amanda. So anyway, Omelet. Now this thing's a monster. If you want to make people upset, use a Chancy with Eviolite because it's just kind of crazy. Obviously, looking down, we've got defense of 5, and but that base 250 HP. And the set that I'm running is 252 defense and 252 HP, relying on the natural 105 special defense and the just insane HP stat of Chansey with the Eviolite as well. I mean, I really haven't run into a situation where I've wanted this Chansey to be more specially defensive than it is, where I haven't felt like it was specially defensive enough, even without those EVs down there. So this just maximizes its physical bulk between the defensive EVs, the Eviolite, and the maxed HP. So it's just just a monster. Obviously, the set we're going to run, this is very standard. Toxic, soft-boiled, seismic toss, and aromatherapy. Um, Toxic is obviously great against walls. Soft-boiled is a very nice recovery move. Seismic toss, again, you don't want to have a Pokemon that can just get taunted and then be forced into struggle. Seismic toss, working off of Chansey's non-existent attack and special attack stats, has a attack base stat of 5 and special attack base stat of 35. Seismic Talk is just the most reliable damaging move that you can have on a Chansey. And then Aromatherapy is really nice because it cures off status conditions of your entire team. Obviously, Chansey is running Natural Cure over Serene Grace or Healer because those abilities are just not relevant on this Chansey set. I don't have any secondary effects on any of my attacks, which is only Seismic Toss, so Serene Grace isn't going to do anything. And Healer, we're not doing. This isn't a doubles team, so Healer literally does nothing. Um, so yeah, I really like this set. Yes, it's very standard. Everyone will see it coming, but that doesn't mean that they can always do anything about it. This Chancy is very nice set. I love it. Next up, we've got Garchomp. I'm running a Scarf Chomp, Choice Scarf. It has the ability Rough Skin. Um, Garchomp is, I believe, the undisputed king of the Choice Scarf. It's got a base speed of 102, which is just, I've heard people call it trolly because basically you're gonna outspeed everything unless if it is a very unlikely choice scarf. Or people don't tend to put things on choice scarves that are choice scarves on things that have more than base 100 speed. Um, and because of that, you're going to outspeed most choice scarfers. You're going to outspeed a lot of Pokemon that get a +1 speed, such as Dragon Dance, Dragon Dance Charizard X, which is a huge threat in OU. Being able to switch in pretty safely into a expected Flare Blitz and then get an easy KO with an Earthquake or an Outrage. And that Choice Scarf. Actually, you know what? Actually, I shouldn't say that because I'm pretty sure that you don't get a one-hit KO on Earthquake, but I believe that Outrage is. Um, really high base attacking stat of 130, and we're running a 252 attack and then a 252 Jolly Nature, just to get maximum speed because you don't want anything outspeeding you. That's the whole point of that's the whole point of Choice Scarf Garchomp, in my opinion, is that you just know you're going to outspeed just about everything. Obviously, this is not a perfect Pokemon, but it's weak to Ice Shard, which is a fairly common priority move, and it will just about anything carrying Ice Shard is going to be able to OHKO Garchomp. So you have to look out for that. Sorry about that sneeze. Next up, we've got our Mega, which is Mega Venusaur. Now, the way that the draft worked, I only had option to choose one Mega, and for team building purposes, I did choose Mega Venusaur. So it's got the Venusaur right, obviously. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to see Venusaur's base stats on this screen because it just shows you Mega Venusaur. Obviously, Venusaur's stats are not that impressive, but when it gets Mega, it gets huge defensive stats and a really nice special attack stat. So I'm running a modest set, max special attack, and then we've got max HP as well, and then 4 in special defense, just to round out the bulk a little bit. I didn't personally feel the need to speed creep some EVs onto speed, but I suppose you could do that if you think you're going to run up. I mean, 80 is a pretty common base speed stat. So, thick fat is one of the best things about Mega Venusaur. It becomes neutral from fire and ice, which were weaknesses, which is really nice. Just take some of those weaknesses away, so it can take ice and fire moves pretty nicely. The set that I'm running, I've got Sludge Bomb. It's a nice. It gives pretty good coverage with Giga Drain. My other attacking move, the 2. Things that are a problem with this set are Ferrothorn. This set actually can't do anything to Ferrothorn, unfortunately, which can be a very big problem. Ferrothorn, and then also Heatran has proven itself to be a big problem for the set that I'm running here. But other than that and a few others, can't do too much to a Skarmory either. Other than that, I do like the set quite a bit. You can get Leech Seed up, which is very nice to just be stealing HP every single turn. It means if you're into like a stally kind of fest, you're just gonna end up on top because obviously being a poison type, you're immune to toxic. They can Will-O-Wisp you, but often with Leech Seed and Giga Drain, you'll be getting more HP back than that's doing. Sleep Powder, 75% accuracy. Really hate that. I wish that he could learn Spore. Obviously, that would be, it'd be much better if it could. but Sleep Powder has a 75% accuracy. Other than that, it's very nice. A lot of the checks and counters to Mega Venusaur, who is, quite the monster. Heatran and some others. Obviously, still not Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is immune to Sleep Powder, but it's really nice because often they'll only have maybe one really good counter to a Mega Venusaur, and if you can sleep it, that can be really nice. Especially, this is kind of a set that's kind of based around Volcarona, so anytime you can get turns to set up Volcarona, it's very nice. So that's the Venusaur set. We'll go ahead and move on over to the next one, which is the Volcarona. Now, Volcarona is really tricky to use effectively, in my experience. The typing makes it 4 times weak to Stealth Rock, so if you switch into Stealth Rock, you're losing half of your HP, which is a really, really big problem because Stealth Rock is, very common thing to find. We're running a defensive Volcarona set. We've got Leftovers as our item, and Flame Body as the ability. Flame Body is really nice because, it's a 30% chance of getting a burn when somebody attacks you with a contact move. Which is really nice because this is a slow setup Volcarona set. I believe it's the standard set that you'll find on Smogon. We've got Quiver Dance, the reason to run Volcarona, obviously. This is a move that when you use it, you boost your special attack, special defense, and speed by 1 stage. Crazy, crazy, crazy move. Potentially one of the best setup moves, maybe alongside with Shell Smash. But it lets you kind of play this slow, inevitable game with people where their attack, if you're in against a special attacker, you can just kind of be setting up Quiver Dances, and their attacks will just do less and less and less to you, and you're just getting faster and stronger and better defenses. And people people do have a tendency to forfeit if you start setting up with Volcarona because it kind of just puts the writing on the wall. Again, Volcarona has a lot of weaknesses though. There's several common choice scarfers that will outspeed it even after a boost, and can OHKO it with a rock move because it just folds to rock. It's a little butterfly. It's get squished by a rock. Smash. Next up is Fiery Dance. This is the fire move of choice. Pretty nice one because it does have a 50% chance to boost your special attack. And at the cost of only 10 less base power than Flamethrower. We already have a chance to burn off a Flame Body. So again, this is kind of a slow setup set that we're running here. So this 50% chance to boost can be very handy. It lets you attack and set up basically. 50% of the time, which is that's awesome. Bug Buzz is the other stab move that we're running. Obviously, not perfect coverage here. Again, things like Heatran, big problem. Heatran is just kind of a problem for, well, I guess just 2 of these Pokemon, and then Garchomp and Mamoswine just poop all over his face. So we've got that going. Bug Buzz, 10% chance to lower the target special defense. So obviously 10% is not going to be very reliable, but you get the nice base power. It is a sound move, so it's important to note that that'll go through substitutes. Now, probably the most obvious substitute user that we're going to run into is Gliscor, which we don't really want to be bug buzzing Gliscor because he'll resist it and won't really take very much damage. But if we've set up a lot and we know that there's I don't know, baton pass sub that people have done that at some point. I don't know. Anyway, next move is Roost. Again, slow setup, stall set. We're gonna just get our HP back, boost our defense, and set them up. So we're running 252 HP and 252 defense. So we are all in on this defense. Obviously, our defense stat is not very good. Special defense is very nice at 105, and that is going to get boosted whenever we Quiver Dance. So we can set up on quite a bit. Oh, we're running Bold. I think I need to switch that. I don't think we want to run Bold. We want to run Timid. We want to run Timid so that we can outspeed things at +1. +1 Volcarona, very big threat, so even with no special attack investment whatsoever. I mean, it's got a base 135, and yeah, and then just boosting that up. It's very, very, very threatening. Kind of the biggest hit or miss poke on the team is right here. This Volcarona can be very deadly if we can get it set up. It can be just die to Stealth Rock in other games. So that's why we do have the Defogger in Mandibuzz. And then the last Pokemon. This is our most frequent lead. One of my favorite Pokemon in OU. I really like him. I think he's actually pretty underrated. Um, Mamoswine he's just great. I love him. Really cool space stat spread. Obviously very poor special defense and special attack. Too bad those aren't switched. 70, 70 special attack and 60 special defense. Not very great. But we've got a very nice base 110 HP and incredible 130 attack stat. We're running an adamant set, plus attack minus special attack. And we've got 4 in defense. And the reason why we're doing that is because we want to get an odd number HP. I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but for those of you that haven't, when you're running things like Life Orb or Stealth Rock, you want to have an odd number HP if you're worried about that, because I guess Life Orb doesn't really matter at level 100 as much, but Stealth Rock, it's gonna the percentage that it takes is rounded down. So, for example, on Volcarona, oh, wow, come on, Tom. We want to get an odd number. There you go. So that, so now when we switch in our Volcarona, it will take off 49% basically. It'll take off 50%, but then that 1 HP is gonna, the 1 HP that would potentially get split up. We won't go to, you know, 150 and a half or whatever. We will just go up to 151. Obviously that's not the right number. I just don't want to do mental math right now. So yeah, so odd number HP, got the nice little defense boost here, and then we're running 252 speed EVs. Life Orb, I have in the past run Focus Sash Mamoswine as a lead. I still like that set, but with Life Orb, Adamant, and 252 attack, Ice Shard, which is kind of Mamoswine's signature, one of the biggest reasons to run him. It's a priority move. Usually goes first. It says, yeah, it has +1 priority. So what that means is, even if you're outsped by something, you'll get your attack off first, unless if they also use a priority move, and then it again checks who is faster. And then if they have a higher priority move, such as Extreme Speed, then they'll always go first. If both Pokemon use Extreme Speed, then the faster Pokemon goes first. So a little tutorial on speed and priority. So anyway, we're running Earthquake, very powerful stab move here. Nice. It's nice to have someone who can put out a strong Earthquake without getting locked into it, like Garchomp. With the Choice Scarf, we've got Ice Shard, and then Ice Skull Crash as our most powerful ice move. 90 accuracy, you know, it can get you, but 90 is considered to be an acceptable accuracy. 85 base power is very nice, and then that 30% flinch chance, it'll get you sometimes. It'll sure get you. 30% is not a small number, so sometimes you'll steal some games with that. Then this is where we set up our Stealth Rocks. I believe that you hopefully know what Stealth Rock is, otherwise, there you go. They take damage. When a Pokemon switches with Stealth Rock up, they'll take damage based on their weakness to rock. So that is the team. If you have any questions, go ahead and write a comment. Thank you for watching, and yep, that's it. So stay classy.